Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. In this week's video we're visiting BOWES Castle, located in County Durham in England. This castle has quite a rich history dating back to the 12th century. It originally was built as a defensive structure by King Henry II around 1170, and the castle had strategic importance because of guarding the important Stainmore Pass route through the Pennines mountains. So it came to no surprise that BOWES was at the forefront of plenty of conflict and invasions. So join us as we take a walk around the castle remains. BOWES Castle was built within the ruins of the old Roman fort of Lavatre. It was here that the Romans controlled the pass that linked Balliol with York, where they established a fort at each end. At BOWES, a branch road turned north-east to cross the River Tees at what is now Barnard Castle. And if you are interested in this castle, have a look in the description for our visit to this place too. The Roman fort and medieval castle lies to the south of the main road through the village of BOWES and is approached to the west of the church of St Giles. The fort occupied roughly around 5 acres, and in the 1130s the castle would have likely been established in the northwest corner of the fort, and a little later the church raised in the northeast corner. The inner ward occupies a small enclosure that is defined by a moat that can still be seen to the south and west of the later keep. The keep, which is rectangular in plan, was built in the late 12th century of high quality ashlar masonry. There might have also been an outer bailey, but nothing else remains today. It's hard to imagine whilst we enter inside the castle on the modern built timber bridge how this castle would have been accessed. Well, the original and only entrance to the keep was on the first floor via a long staircase in the keep, which also led to an upper story or gallery and onto the roof at parapet level. Today we enter inside the basement though through a broken opening on the south wall. A north and south wall divided up the basement into 3 unequal spaces. The eastern and larger area was where the munitions, food and valuables would have been kept. The strong thick walls and access was only from the first floor, which provided that extra bit of security. The first floor plan probably mimicked that of the basement in having 3 main rooms. The eastern entrance opened into a passage that led into the north room. In the north room, there are speculations that this might have been a kitchenette. It was lit by a loop and contained a sizable fireplace. We can only really speculate on its details, considering it's now just an empty shell. A pair of latrines at the south end of this west wall served both of the southern and west rooms. On this floor there are also remnants of a higher level doorway opening from the staircase, which can suggest an upper story or gallery. Royal concerns over security led to Henry II investing heavily in a new castle structure on the site between 1171 and 1174. It was unusual for a new royal castle to be built in this part of England during the 12th century, and Henry appears to have been driven by the military threat from Scotland before and during the Great Revolt of 1173 to 1174. Henry had spent almost £600 on the castle between 1170 and 1187, most of it in the first few years rebuilding the older structure under the supervision of the Count of Brittany's local tenants. The rebuilt castle design featured a hall keep, an uncommon and unusual design in English castles, but this was built of stone and as a 3-storey structure up to 50 feet high. The keep had architectural similarities to nearby castles in the region, and a mill was constructed inside the bailey and built over the River Greta, which was an essential part of life in the castle as it was able to supply flour for the garrison. Following the devastating defeat of the English army at Bannockburn in 1314, the Scots invaded the northern countries and dipped into North Riding of Yorkshire, as far as Richmond and beyond, which meant that BOWES Castle was indeed on the front line again. In the summer of 1321, whilst the Earl of Richmond was attending Parliament at Westminster. BOWES was captured and besieged by a party of local tenants who rebelled and attacked the castle. They expelled the constable and his men and prevented the Earl of Richmond of collecting his rents and services. The attackers burnt part of the hall, drank 4 vats of wine, and stole valuables such as armour, artillery, and other goods. The castle was in complete ruins and was said to be weak and worth nothing. Still ruined, the castle was reclaimed by the Crown in 1361 and then controlled by the Neville family, who were a powerful regional landowners, before reverting to the Crown once again. In the 21st century, the castle is now in the hands of the English Heritage, who keep this free to visit site open for people to enjoy and wonder. You get a real feel of strength of the keep walls and can imagine the many knights and royals that would have stayed here before battle. Not only is BOWES Castle worth a visit, but in this area you are surrounded by charming villages, historic houses and castles, just a car drive away. And also near are the North Pennines, area of outstanding natural beauty, where you can enjoy a walk to see one of England's most spectacular falls at High Force Waterfall. So that's it for this video. Be sure to like, comment and press the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and thank you to our Patreons and channel members. So we'll see you on the next one. Till next time.